Welcome again to this online class on piping systems. We hope that you are enjoying it and that you are learning valuable information with us. Now, this section is perhaps the most important section of the course. Why is that? Because, as anyone who has ever played the game can tell you, there are specific rules that must be followed if the game is to be played correctly. And the same holds true for building a piping system. Just as the rules of the game establish the basic guidelines for acceptable play, codes and specifications establish guidelines for piping system to ensure everything from quality construction to operator safety. Codes are a broad-based set of guidelines that govern the total scope of a project. They originate from a number of sources. Some sources are governmental agencies. Others are organizations, institutes, societies, or associations, such as American National Standards Institute and American Society of Mechanical Engineers. The American Society of Mechanical Engineers has developed the code for pressure piping B31 that governs the engineering of petroleum refineries, chemical, pharmaceutical, and related processing plants, and the requirements necessary for their safe design and construction. On the other hand, specifications, or simply specs, are developed as a specific set of guidelines for the engineering, design, fabrication, and construction of a piping system. Engineering specifications establish the basis from which the final plant design is produced. Broken down into groups specific to the various design disciplines needed for a particular project, such as piping, civil, or electrical, specs will include guidelines on a number of topics including initial site selection, procurement guidelines for piping materials and mechanical equipment, as well as equipment hydrostatic testing and commissioning guidelines. We will see this in detail further ahead. For now, keep in mind, engineering specifications are very detailed, as they are written to maintain consistency and uniformity throughout all phases of a project. On the other hand, piping codes can be as broad as a statement indicating that all piping components must conform to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers standards. Actually, specs are so detailed that they may include instructions to the piping drafter, stating that dimensions are to be written in feet and inches. Now, as we look at codes and specs, remember that they have been developed through years of trial, application, and error. When something purchased did not fit, or broke, or something heated blew up, someone made a note of the mistake, remembered it the next time a similar situation occurred, and made it an operational procedure. Eventually, the operational procedure evolved into either a piping code or engineering specification.